Okay, we're going to do 4.3. Get my whiteboard here. Pencil. And we are doing 4.3. And 4.3 is application, so it's all word problems. So I'm going to be taking word problems out of the textbook, and we're going to be working on it. Let me get to the right page. 252. Okay. Basically, word problems that have systems. Okay, so we're going to have two equations come out of the word problem, each with two different variables. Okay, so let me read this problem to you. Unlike a football field, whose dimensions cannot vary, a rectangular soccer field may have a width between 500 and 100 yards and a length between 500 and 100 yards. So, with that said, suppose that one particular soccer field has a perimeter of 320. So, the perimeter is 320. Its length measures 40 yards more than its width. Its length is 40 yards more than width. Find the dimensions. Well, this right here is going to give us our first piece of information. We know L, actually 2L plus 2W has to equal 320. Right? You have to have two lengths and two widths. You add them together, adding them all the way around to get perimeter. Now, the second equation comes from list, and we're going to read it just like it is. It says the length is 40 yards more than the width. You have to add 40 to the width to get the length. Okay, we have a system. Now how are we going to solve this? Do we want to graph it? No. So do we want to use substitution or elimination? Well, this is set up for substitution. Look, L is W plus 40. So we put that in where L is. So we take 2, and instead of L, we have W plus 40 plus 2W equals 320. Distribute 2W plus 80 plus 2W equals 320. 4W plus 80 equals 320. Subtract the 80. 4W equals 240. Divide by 4. And W is 60. Our width is 60. Now we go back here. Our length is whatever our width is plus 40. So our length is 100. So there are your answers. System of equations with word problems. Application. Okay? So, look at another one just like that. Jason and Vince, this is another one. Basically, you have to understand my philosophy. What I just showed you how to do is a word problem. Just because you can do that one doesn't mean you can do all word problems. It means you could possibly do one just like that. So we're going to look at one just like it. Okay? Jason and Vince found that the width of their baseball court was 44 less than the length. So it says the width was 44 less than the length. Okay? Then it says the perimeter was 288. This is all in feet. What was the length and width of their basketball court? Okay, same thing. Perimeter is distance all the way around. You have two lengths and you have two widths. So for this, 2L plus 2W has to equal 288. Width is or was 44 less than the length. How is this set up to solve? There's substitution. We take this and we put it in for W. So you have 2L plus 2, and instead of W, we're going to put L minus 44. Then you're going to distribute, and you get 2L minus 88 equals 288. So 4L minus 88 equals 288. Add the 88 to both sides. You get 4L equals 376. Divide by 4. You get 94. Okay, so the length is 94. What's the width? Well, the width is whatever the length is minus 44. So the width is 50, and that was all in feet. Okay? All right. Let's try a different kind. Okay, the next kind would be something like this. It was reported in March 2004 that during the Hockey League and National Basketball Association seasons, 2 hockey tickets and 1 basketball ticket would cost $126.77, or 1 hockey ticket and 2 basketball tickets would cost $128.86. What were the prices for each type? Well, this is one question, this is the other. We obviously have hockey tickets and basketball tickets, so we use H and B. 2 hockey plus 1 baseball equals $126.77, whereas 1 hockey and 2 baseball equals $128.86. All right, this is not set up for substitution, so we can go ahead and do elimination. What would I need to do to eliminate? Let's look at the H's. That's a 2. If I multiply everything here by -2, I'd get a -2H, and they would cancel out. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to keep this one the same. This one's going to become -2H, -4B, 128.86 times -2 is -257.72. They're gone. -3B equals -130.95. Divide by -3, and you get B is equal to $43.65. Now that's one. How do I find the other? Well, I go back up into either one. So I'm going to go back to the first one. 2 H's plus 1 B, which is $43.65, has to equal $126.77. So we subtract $43.65. And we get 2 H's equals 2138, 83.12. And then we divide by 2, and we get H equals 4156, $41.56. Okay? So our 2 problems came straight out of that. All right, let's look at another one. I'm just going to set it up. What if it said, and it's similar to what we just did. What if I said, 11. Andrew McGinnis works at Arby's. During one particular day, he sold 15 roast beef sandwiches, regular size, and 10 large roast beef sandwiches, totaling. So he sold 15 15 regular sides and 10 large sides, and it totaled $77.15. The next day he sold 30 regular and 5 large, and it totaled $92.65. How much did each type of sandwich cost? Same thing. You're going to set up 15R plus 10L equals $77.15. 30R plus 5L equals $92.65. Now, if we wanted one of these to cancel out, how about the 10 and the 5? Let's do that. Let's multiply by -2. That'll give us -10. Okay? All right. So the first one stays the same. 15R plus 10L equals $77.15. But this one becomes -60R minus 10L equals $92.65. -2 is -185.30. Okay, that's gone. I get -45R equals $108.15. -108.15 divide by -45. And you get $2.40 to $2.39. R equals $2.39. Then you plug that back in. You can plug it in anywhere you want. So you can plug it in here and say 15 times $2.39 plus 10L equals $77.15, and you solve, and you can go through that. You get the large is $4.19. Okay. All right. Let's try one more. The last one we're going to try is a system, but it is a system with 3 variables. So, what if at Panera Bread a loaf of honey wheat costs $2.59? So honey wheat costs $2.59. Sunflower costs $2.99, and French bread costs $3.29. We'll just get rid of these, and we're going to use honey wheat, sunflower, and French. We're going to use those variables. On a recent date, 3 times as many loaves of honey wheat were sold as sunflower. Oh, you know what? No. I'm not going to give you one like that, because that gives you empty pieces. Hang on just a second. Tickets for 1 14. Well, okay, you know what? I'm not doing this one because I'm not going to confuse you with the 3 with having empty spots. So that's what you need to do. If, when you get to your homework, if anything has three variables, 3 equations on 4.3, you don't have to do them. And I'm going to go back and look on the quiz, and if there is anything on the quiz like that, then I will just give you those points. So I'm going to look at that and take care of that. I want you to be able to do the application with 2, not with 3. Okay? All right, so we're done with 4.3.